honest, we can't have a Kansas City Steak Company show without kicking this show off with a steak. Not just any old steak, not just a sirloin steak, a top sirloin steak. We've got this available in an 8-ounce or 8-count or a 16-count. These are 5-ounce beautiful top sirloin steaks. These are wonderful. They're juicy, they're marbled, they're tender. There is no fat on this. You are eating from end to end, and this is spectacular. Two different options for you to choose from. The 8 count is $59.98, 3 easy payments of $19.99. The 16 count is $94.98, 3 easy payments of $31.66. You can stock up and save of $24.98 on that 16 count. And with that 16 count, each of these end up costing $5.93 each, which is spectacular. When's the last time you went to a steakhouse and paid less than $6 for a beautiful 5-ounce top sirloin steak? There is so many wonderful things to be said about this fantastic steak, and the only guy to join us and do that is my good buddy, Chef Ralph Pallarino. What's up, my friend? It's good to see you.
Hey, happy Saturday. The sun finally came out, so now man, I feel good about talking about grilling, right?
Absolutely.
And of course, it's the season. So we, like you said, we're kicking off the show with a great steak, a top sirloin steak, not to be confused with a sirloin steak, which is, of course, a very kind of bland tasting steak, very inexpensive, but a little bit chewy. In this case, you have the top sirloin. It sits right on top of that sirloin, and it eats like a filet mignon, Steve. It's the second most tender cut on the cattle. So in essence, you're getting a filet mignon with flavor at like half the cost, maybe even more.
Well, this is awesome. Well, I already got an update for you. And Ralph, you just joined David in the kitchen just in the show before here. We only have now, actually, now we have less than 2 dozen left in that 16 count. So I don't know what magic you and David did in the last show, but everyone was picking up the higher count because of everything that you guys were talking about. So tell us a little bit more about this cut of meat and what makes sort of this top sirloin a little different than a sirloin. Because when we hear sirloin, it's kind of like, you know, that sort of steak and eggs kind of, you know, menu item, but this is top sirloin, right, buddy?
Yeah, and you know, it's funny you kind of alluded to that. Yeah, you would see that if you went to a diner and you ordered steak and eggs, then yes, there would be a sirloin steak and some eggs. In this case, this is the top sirloin, 2 totally different cuts. This one sits on top of the sirloin, and like I said, it's more of an elegant steak, but at the same time, it's approachable, it's affordable, and it's versatile because, again, whenever you have an expensive piece of meat, you just want to eat it. You don't want to slice it up, cut it up, do whatever you can. But this is that steak that's very versatile. Center of the plate, yes, but at the same time, how about a sandwich, which I know you love sandwiches, so let's make one with the top sirloin.
Sounds like a plan, bud. That sounds delicious. I'm starving right now. I wish I had a top sirloin in front of me. Lots of people picking up that 8 count right now, and you can pick that up for $59.98 or 3 easy pays of $19.99. That 16 count, super duper popular, less than 2 dozen to go around, $94.98, 3 easy payments of $31.66. And as Ralph's been saying, this is such a versatile steak that we're talking about here. Of course, it's beautiful all by itself, but if you did want to slice it up and make a sandwich like Ralph's doing over there, I mean, you've got yourself a top-notch sandwich, right?
That's right. So, of course, you notice I'm doing something here. I'm scooping the bread, Steve, and you know how that goes. So
I do.
You scoop the bread. You scoop the bread because, A, you don't want a bunch of bread interfering with that steak sandwich. And number 2, it's a great place to kind of place your protein, in this case, your steak. So now I got a pretty big roll here. And of course, I mopped up all the juice from the steak on my board with that side. So I think what I'm going to do is go in with some fried onions, like that.
Yes.
Okay. And then I'm going to go in with a little bit of that steak seasoning that we give you, a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. And then, Steve, I think I'm going to go with a little bit of tomato on this side, right? And then I'm going to finish it off with a little bit of balsamic drizzle, just like that. And wow, look at that.
Come on.
That.
Delicious.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's look at that. Let's look at it together. Here you go.
Oh, man.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Oh
Yeah.
my
But again,
goodness.
and what's great about this steak is that people are saying, okay, I love your idea about the sandwich, but won't it pull when I go to bite it? And the answer is no, it won't,
Hmm.
because of A, it's tender like a filet mignon,
Right.
but also here's a secret. You got to get close here, Steve.
Okay. Okay.
We actually tenderize all our steaks. We have this machine. It's got like a million needles going boop, 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 boop.
Uh-huh.
And the steaks go through the machine and it gets tenderized. So
Oh,
that's kind of, again, don't tell anyone, but that's how we get our steaks
for sure.
so tender.
I love that. Well, we are officially the last call on that 16 count right now. A lot of people picking this one up. In the month of May alone, we've had over 600 orders. In that 8 count, we have less than 200 to go. Okay, so this has been super duper popular. If this is in your cart, I urge you to check out right now with item M81463, whether you want that 8 count for $59.98, 3 easy pays of $19.99, or that 16 count, $94.98, 3 easy payments of $31.66. Now, if you don't know about Kansas City Steak Company, welcome to the party. They've been in business since 1932. They've been at QVC for 30 years. They only sell to wonderful, amazing restaurants and here at QVC. So you know exactly where your source is coming from an amazing, wonderful quality company that every single cut is delicious, right, Ralph?
Yeah, and you nailed it. I mean, we showed some footage in David's show of our butcher shop, which is like this 300 square foot building, and we have live butchers. We don't have machines, right? We have the machines to tenderize it and to put the plastic on them, but we have real people trimming, paying close attention to your steak that eventually you get. And a little something about our steaks that are different. First, wet age 28 days. And then something we do that's unique is that we start with grass. We grass feed the cattle. They roam around beautiful fields. They get that beautiful flavor. And then, Steve, we finish them with grain, corn feed, right? That gives you the taste. That gives you the marbling. And what you get is just a perfectly balanced steak.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, I love this footage. What are we looking at right here? Exactly what you were telling us, right?
Okay, this is me and my butcher friends. They
Nice.
had me over for a couple hours, and they absolutely are meticulous. That particular fellow's been with us for 36 years, showing you that beautiful filet cut mignon. I have my silly protection on, you know, we're very clean. And then, of course, you see those boxes.
Right.
Every box is accounted for. It's really something to look at. It really is.
It really is. And unfortunately, that 16 count has officially sold out, but we still have that 8 count. Now is your time to pick that up for $59.98 or 3 easy payments of $19.99. Remember, these are 5 ounces and you're getting 8 of these individually vacuum sealed. So yes, you're going to receive it in that beautiful Kansas City Steak Company box, but pop that box open and just sort of, you know, finagle the little steaks into the freezer, into the little pockets where you can, because it's so easy to store. And Ralph, I'd love for you to take us through the journey from arrival to freezer and then what happens when we pull it out of the freezer.
Absolutely. Okay. So they come individually wrapped, just like this, 5 ounces, which is great because our foodie friend said, we love our 4-ounce petite fillets, but we even would love just a little bit more meat, especially as lean as this is. So arrives frozen, dry ice, white cooler. You pull up your driveway, you get excited, you see the cooler. Now you just simply put these in the freezer. When you're ready to rock and roll, ideally take them out the day before, put them in your refrigerator. Let them naturally defrost. But in a pinch, Steve, cold water, 40 minutes, take them out of the wrapper, dry them really well with some good paper towels, and then get them to room temperature before you cook them. And why is that important? Because you would never take cold meat and try to cook it on a hot surface. It's just fighting itself, right? And you're not going to get an even cooking or an even sear. And I have a little center of the plate for you right here. I don't know if you like blue cheese.
Oh, I love blue cheese.
This is check that out. So I love this because you can be fancy at home. One of the things we love to do is empower our foodie friends at home so that she could make meals like this, just like if you were at a steakhouse. In this case, I took one of those 5-ounce steaks. I seared it really good. I finished it in the oven. This way you don't have to watch it so much. And then I did some sauteed mushrooms, a little balsamic drizzle, and blue cheese, right? You like blue cheese, Steve?
Ooh, blue cheese is my favorite cheese. That looks
Right?
delicious. Yes. It's so good. Well, this is awesome
So
because
there you go.
it's so easy to cook these steaks. As Ralph just took you through the whole process. I mean, he actually did the same with me when we had another item in our show coming up with the medallions just earlier in April, which is wonderful because, sometimes I'm just making dinner for myself, and it's so easy to pop one of these in the air fryer, which also I had no idea you could do until you told me about that, Ralph, just like a few weeks ago. It's the move.
Yeah, listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like 8 years ago, if you told me cook a steak in an air fryer, I would say absolutely not.
Yeah.
I'm a steak snob. I'm not doing it. But the more and more I hear and see the results, and also these air fryers these days
they're great.
are like top notch.
Yeah.
Why not use them? Have that steak surrounded by that heat without having to fuss with it and get that beautiful crust on it. It's brilliant. And like I said, I regret not trying it in the past.
It's so true. It's so easy. And not to mention, you're also getting like the world famous Kansas City Steak Company seasoning blend, which is good on anything, on everything. It's so good. You put that on the steak, front and back, put it in the air fryer, boop, 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 ready to go. This is fantastic. All right, so we just sold out of the 16 count. In that 8 count, we only have 120 left. This is going really quickly, gang. You definitely want to check out with item M81463 to grab your 8 count of the 5-ounce top sirloin steaks for $59.98, or those 3 easy payments of $19.99. What a way to start this show. Well, Ralph's going to be sticking with us throughout the hour, and we got lots to talk about. But first, I wanted to tell you about my comfy shoes that I'm standing in right over here. I'm wearing Dr. Scholl's